Good morning. You guys sound like you're calm, you're peaceful. Sweet. You haven't had my morning. It's good to see all of you this morning. Our affirmation is, I am all that I am. Can you say it with me? Together? I am all that I am. And let's take that thought, that affirming statement, into prayer. As we breathe down into our heart space, we affirm, I am all that I am. I come to this prayer as a spiritual being, living in a spiritual universe, governed by spiritual laws, having a human experience. And today, I choose my experience. I choose how I respond to all that I experience as a human being. And for those who are experiencing life as a bit of a challenge, those who are experiencing life with a desire for healing, those who are experiencing life with lack, those who are experiencing life with grief right now, we just walk alongside them. As a spiritual community, we come together and we walk alongside them. And we hold these dear ones in our hearts. We hold them in love. We hold them in compassion. And we send that love out into the greater community, believing that we are one with each other. And therefore, that which we hold for ourselves, we hold for all others. And so we uplift ourselves, we uplift the world. And we take the ones who are closest to us, closest to our heart, and we just uplift them now, affirming their wholeness, their oneness, affirming their journey is the right and perfect journey for them, no matter what it looks like in the moment. And we hold them in love with all of the compassion we can find as we move forward this week in oneness. And so it is. Amen. So welcome to Unity of Mesa, where we enlighten, empower, and energize one another to uplift ourselves through and our world through a greater expression of God. I'm Reverend Judy Hildebrand. Today, joining me up here, we have Julie Treglon. Did I say that right, Treglon? Okay. But I'm thinking sometimes I pronounce it wrong for 6 months and then go, is that right? And our board member of the day is Bob Baker. And we have a new musician for us, not a new musician. It's my honor to introduce Celia Farran, I got it, who has traveled the globe with her inspirational music, comedy, and sound healing. She has opened for notable authors such as Neil Donald Walsh, Marianne Williamson, Dr. Masaru Emoto, Donna Eden, and Swami Beyondananda. Beyondananda. Yes.
Beyondananda.
Yes, close. Marianne Williamson, the author of Return to Love, said Celia's music calls women to their glory and men to their hearts. And Ricky Byers says, Celia Farran owns the stage, and so I give you the stage, my dear one.
Thank you, Judy. Is that coming through? All right, great. It's been a long time since I've sung here, and it's so nice to sing for real life people again. Thank you. I'm saying yes to life. I'm saying yes to love. I'm saying yes to peace. I'm saying yes to joy. I'm saying yes to possibilities I've yet to see. I'm saying yes to you. I'm saying yes to me. 3 little letters known as is Y-E-S. What you gonna say yes to today? Clearing the pathway for your natural bliss. Yes, 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 come on out and play. I'm saying yes to life. I'm saying yes to love. I'm saying yes to peace. I'm saying yes to joy. I'm saying yes to possibilities I've yet to see. I'm saying yes to you. I'm saying yes to me. One little word can be so powerful. What you gonna say yes to today? Raising the joy, removing obstacles. Yes is my favorite way to pray. I'm saying yes to life. I'm saying yes to love. I'm saying yes to peace. I'm saying yes to joy. I'm saying yes to possibilities I've yet to see. I'm saying yes to you. I'm saying yes to me. When I say yes, you say yes, yes,
Yes.
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 When I say life, you say life, life,
Right.
life.
Right.
When I say love, you say love, love,
Love.
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 I'm saying yes to a life of love. I'm saying yes to life. I'm saying yes to love. I'm saying yes to peace. I'm saying yes to joy. I'm saying yes to possibilities I've yet to see. I'm saying yes to you. I'm saying yes to me. One little word makes all the difference. What you gonna say yes to today? Open your heart and give your fears a rest. Yes, 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 come on out and play. I'm saying yes to life. I'm saying yes to love. I'm saying yes to peace. I'm saying yes to joy. I'm saying yes to possibilities I've yet to see. I'm saying yes to you. I'm saying yes to me. I'm saying yes to you. I'm saying yes. Oh, yes to me. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Are you hearing me okay? Yes? Okay. I have a few things to share with you this morning. As you know, it is hot outside. That is why this year we're joining the cities of Mesa and Gilbert for their annual water bottle drives. This campaign is a lifesaver for the less fortunate during the hot summer months, and the need is even greater this year. Please consider picking up an extra case while at the store and bringing it to one of the many donation sites they offer. Please don't drop the bottles off here at the church, as we don't have the staff or volunteers available to get it to the right places. Find full details on our website's community outreach page. Next Sunday is our Boomer Generation service. They are getting excited to share the message, meditation and music with you. Then on August 22nd, service will be presented by our Gen Xers. If you are a Gen Xer and would like to participate in service, please see or contact Reverend Judy, and that's judy@unityofmesa.org. Next month, Reverend Judy is offering Finding Purpose and Patterns, using the work put together by Reverend Mark Fisk. More details next week. Ready, set, let's power up. The 12 Powers Club is a 6-month online club where you can explore each of the 12 powers through teachings, music, meditation, prayer, and more. The first power is understanding, with podcasts from Linda Martello-Whitsett, music with Daniel Namod, and so much more. And finally, Children's Ministry is offering weekly videos on our youth ministry page Join Reverend Kathy each week for a new storybook reading. You can find this and all our announcements on our website, unityofmesa.org. Thank you all for sharing your love and light with us this morning. Please know that your soul is welcome here. And now let's share our guiding statement to remind us why we come together. Can you say it with me? We are here to experience more of the fullness of who we truly are in order to transform the world. All are welcome here.
I wrote this song after spending some time with a man who had been teaching meditation since before the year I was born. So I figured he had some wisdom, and I said, could you give me just your elevator wisdom? What would it be? He said, love all, trust few, and follow the one. And I wrote this song. Love all, do as thou wilt, harm none, trust few and follow the one true voice within you, and let compassion sing and be the one true thing that fuels your actions. Be still, release your will to the eternal divine, beyond all space and time. Oh, love, love, love. They say we should love ourselves, but nobody shows us the way to love. It's nothing that can be done. It's simply what we become when we surrender to the one true one. Speak truth, be real, honor what you feel with those who will listen, and listen to divinity in all. Surrender to the call of kindness within you. Let go unconditional. There's nothing out there can feed your soul. No, it's all within you. Love, love, love. They say we should love one another, but nobody shows us the way to love. It's nothing that can't be done. It's simply what we become once we surrender. We cannot be broken, simply impossible once we surrender to the one. We cannot be broken, simply impossible once we surrender to love, love, love. They say we should love the world, but nobody shows us the way to love. It's nothing that can't be done. It's simply what we become once we surrender to the one, to the one true one, to the one true
Thank you. That was beautiful. Really appreciate you being here today. So, our talk today is called Be It. And as most of you know, this summer we're doing a series from a book, and we're not using the information in the book as much as we're using the poems at the very beginning of each chapter, because the poems were delightful. And Kathy and I, Reverend Kathy, who is the other co-minister, and I went through and we picked out the poems that called to us. And it was interesting, I thought, as we did this spring, how different the poems in it were that she picked out and that I picked out. And going, yeah, I never would have picked one of those. Well, now that I'm covering for her, I'm getting to work with some of her poems. And then trying to go, oh, so what does this mean and what's the value in it for me? So this is one of Kathy's poems. And it's Be It. Pray to the one and be it. Ask the source and be it. Give it all up and be it. See it as the ultimate cause and be it. Straighten out the energy and be it. Ask for the power in you and be it. Ask your highest nature to come forth and be it. Just be it. And so in your song this morning, you asked us to be the person who says yes to life. And what's it like to be it? To be the person who says yes to life. That doesn't mean those wonderful, exciting, exuberant, delightful days where everything goes right, does it? If I say yes to life, I'm saying yes to all of it. I'm saying yes to the mornings like this morning where nothing goes right. I'm saying yes to the last 3 days where my brain just wouldn't organize things because there was so much going on that I was trying to keep track of. We say yes to death. We say yes to illness. We say yes to getting to go to YMCA camp with our grandkids we haven't seen for 18 months. We say yes to the rain, and we say yes to all the trees that came down. We say yes to the coolness last night that was there for about 15 minutes. And I opened the garage door. I thought, oh, cool my garage off. Please cool my garage off before I start hauling stuff in to pack the car. And it was delightful. And I went out 15 minutes later and the heat was all back with moisture, lots of moisture. But we say yes to all of it, don't we? And what's that like? If we've done our spiritual work, if we're on the path of doing our spiritual work, we know that everything that we say yes to in life, the love, the peace, the possibilities, saying yes to myself, saying yes to others, provides lessons for us. Some lessons are more enjoyable than others, right? Some lessons are like trying to do calculus problems after missing class for a week. Some lessons are like having candy at recess. But they're all lessons, right? And our soul attracts those lessons to us. And there's a part of me that wonders, what did our young kids, our school-age kids, what did those kids attract to themselves during COVID, during this year of having to stay home and do school online? And we've got about 3 or 4 of them in the congregation right now today. I applaud you. You are amazing to be able to do school online. I've done a few like week-long classes, and by Friday, my eyes are rolled up in the back of my head. I'm throwing things in my house and yelling and screaming, going, I am so tired of sitting at my computer. So I applaud every kid in here. You know what? I see 3 of you. Can you guys stand up so we can just because it's amazing. And I don't think we realize, when I'm on my computer at work, I can get up and kind of stroll around or whatever. Those kids were expected to be in the classroom, and their teachers expected them at that computer and paying attention and focused. And I'm surprised you have eyeballs left, really. So we just really honor what you've done and your willingness to adapt. Because part of saying yes to life and being the person who says yes to life is being the person who's willing to adapt. And I watched as you finished the announcements. And usually right after announcements, what do? Meditation. And there was this total silence for a moment in the room. Like, oh, she forgot something. The musician's getting up. She forgot. Where's the meditation? Because our body looks for patterns. And so when we change something, we have to adapt. And when we look at survival of species, survival of societies, the ones who survive are the ones who adapt. The ones who will survive the desert Southwest, if we continue with the same pattern we've been with climate change, will be the ones who can adapt to even less water and even more heat. And those that can't will step away. And I'm watching some of our trees that have been so overstressed. My neighbor's tree before these two storms that had this big, huge branch, and the tree had been trimmed out this spring, had a branch about this big, and the branch was coming out this way, and it split that way. And half the branch started to fall down until finally it all fell. But I thought, I've never seen a tree split the length of the branch from up close. And it didn't come off the trunk. It was just the branch. I thought, the trees are really struggling. And as everything in nature that's in that, I don't want to say under us, but we're at the top of the food chain. So everything under us as it struggles is going to impact us. And how are we willing to adapt what we're willing to do? How do we adapt to maybe eating a little bit different? How do we adapt to using less water? I know California has put out a request to decrease water usage. How do we adapt to that as we're getting hotter and hotter and all we want to do is stand under a cold shower, right? How do we adapt to not using as much water? How do we adapt to setting our air conditioners a little bit higher to conserve? What do we do with water levels that are so low? And looking at, can we adapt? Can we make sure we've got water efficient drip systems going on? Can we take care of the leaky one that is rolling the water down the street once a day in my house? Can we do those things if we're willing to say yes? That spiritual journey, when I'm willing to say yes, it's not just to the sitting and meditation. Although, if I don't do that at some level, I'm not going to have that inner drive to follow through. So I can get all excited. I can come here on a Sunday morning, I can get kind of like, yes, I'm going to say yes, I'm going to do this. And then I go home and 2 days later, I'm right back in my own patterns, right? I've lost the purpose because I dove into an old pattern. And what if you were able to take a class to help support that? So the purpose and pattern class was created by Reverend Mark Fisk, who was our minister here for several years and made an early transition out of his life. And one of the last things he did was he created this workshop called Purpose and Patterns. And I'd like to do it again for this community. We had probably about 20, 25 people do it with us then. And I would love to just bring that back because we've got so many new people and so many people who didn't get a chance to do it with us. And we'll be doing that in August and September. But I'd like you to take a look at that. How many times do you in your life say, yes, I'm going to be the person who says yes, and then it doesn't happen. And it doesn't matter if you're 6 or if you're 96, we still have purpose, and we still want to know what our purpose is. And as we complete purpose, so like as I complete my time in this church this fall, winter, sometime here soon, it's a moving target right now. And I complete my purpose of being a daughter as my mom is getting closer and closer to her transition. And all of a sudden, I've got this wide open slate, this wide open canvas that I get to paint. And I don't want old patterns to get in my way. So I was watching my behaviors this week. Did any of you watch your behaviors and go, oh my goodness? And finally, I just said, well, Mercury must be in retrograde, only it's way past retrograde. It's just out of the universe, and because it seems so crazy. So I am an accomplished traveler, I would say. I am very good. I went to Spain for 6 weeks. I had a backpack and a little roller board, and I was doing multiple things. So I had some dressy clothes, and I had to have hiking boots and hiking clothes, and I had to have yoga gear, including a yoga mat. So I'm thinking, well, 6 weeks, that was pretty good, a backpack and a small overhead rollerboard. So I'm packing to go on vacation and a work trip combined here. And this morning, I unloaded the car for the third time, unloaded every suitcase, and went, oh my gosh, when we can't figure out what the purpose of the trip is, and we can't get our brain to stop some of the silly patterns it goes into, we end up with chaos. My bedroom this morning was chaos as I dumped everything back out. And I left half the stuff at home because I went, why would I even have put that in 3 days ago? What would I do with all of those clothes? I can't wear all those clothes. Even if I change 3 times a day, I can't wear all those clothes. And go, so what was the pattern? And my pattern when I get too much on my plate is to just take on more. And so that's what I did when I packed. I took on more, and I took on more. And finally I packed enough underwear for 2 pairs a day. Oh my gosh. What was I thinking of? And I'm staying in a place with a washing machine. I'm going, well, part of the time I'm staying with the washing machine. Part of the time I'm camping. I'm in the mountains, and the temperature is going to drop down to the upper 30s. So I've got winter jacket and mittens and gloves, because when you move to 30s from hundreds, that's like a 70-degree temperature drop. And so it's going to be cold. I know it's going to be cold because I'm cold when it's 80. So, but it's my pattern of when I got too much going on and I say yes to more, then I just keep taking it on. And how many of you find yourself taking on too much? I see some heads shaking. And most of us who are caregivers are the ones who take on too much, right? Yeah, and we got, I see our hospice chaplain shaking his head, and school teachers shaking their heads. We take on too much. So it's a pattern. So this class would be all about breaking those patterns and becoming aware of it. The other thing is, if I want to just be, if I want to be it, what is it that I want to be? How many of you have said sometime in the last month, I want to be happier? Or what's your to be? If you're at home, Kathy's online, and just type into the chat, what have you wanted to be sometime in the past couple of months, or sometime during COVID as you're thinking about when we move forward? What is it that you want to be? Healthy? I've heard lots of, I want to be healthy. I want to be healed. I want to be happy. I want to be peaceful. I want to be fully alive and live every minute. It's a gift. Life is a gift. What is it that you want to be? And I try to think, so what's a container for that? Our container at Unity is the 12 powers. We teach that we are love, we are imagination, we are power, we are judgment, we are understanding, we are zealous, We are faith. We are life. We are order, divine order. Not in my house this morning. We are wisdom. We are strength. We are illumination. We don't have to make anything happen except to surrender. We surrender into the true one, that who I am, that which I am. And it's our 12 powers. And when we surrender into them, life happens in a different way. Life happens so different. And there's a difference between just wanting to be it and needing to be it. Just surrendering into being it and needing to be it. So if I need you, let me see if I can think this through a little bit different. The difference between needing is I don't need anyone else because I can give it to myself, or embodying it because I can give it to myself, or I can be vulnerable and surrender into it and allow it to just happen. And that probably made no sense, did it? Okay, let's skip that piece. Let's just skip that whole piece. It's in my head, and I'm trying to think, what's the piece that I'm missing on this one? So let's look at, if we are a fountain of beingness, we embody beingness. If I am not operating, allowing the fountain of it within me to go forth, that God is calling us right now. And we so appreciate that. So I can think for a minute. Sometimes it's just really good. So I have to tell myself. So how many of you were with us when the roof did its thing and we were, with the first services were outside for Christmas Eve? The second service was at the movie theater. And Reverend Mark was not here. So as he's leaving town, he's going, Judy, it's going to be so much fun. I wish I was there. We get to eat popcorn and everything. And I'm going, oh my gosh, they're going to not like it, and they're going to throw the popcorn at me. And so I'm just going, I don't want to do this. It was dark. It was just a really poor setting and kind of tough. And I was just going, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. And I'm starting, and my mouth's getting dry. And the fire alarm went off, and we had to evacuate the building. I was so excited. I'm going, I have been a school teacher. I have done fire alarms for 25 years. Once a month, I know exactly how to do this, and this is just perfect. So when we hold that space for something to happen the way we want it to, and we just hold it so tight, doesn't matter, that was really probably not a good thing, but for me, it was the perfect thing to have happen. So if we hold tight to that which we want, it can happen. So I have, since I walked into this building, held tight that our annex next door is used for children. And so Shannon's program, her Catholic education program, is expanding, and she's going to need more space over there this year. And we had someone come in. She runs the youth fiddlers, and they would like to use our space 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week to have their rehearsals in. And we have a 1 in 10 group, which supports the LGBTQ community and is for 14 to 20-something young 20-year-olds, and supporting them in finding out honest and true information regarding LGBTQ and all of the parameters that come with that. And supporting some of those kids, many of them, when they tell their parents, get kicked out of their homes, and it's a whole support system. And so they are in there once a month. So it's filling up with children, and I'm so excited. And all I did was put that intention. So what do you want to be, and what's the intention you're putting out there, maybe without even realizing it? You know, I really didn't realize that I would create a whole fire drill at the movie theater that day. But what is your intention? What's the purpose that you're holding? And what are the thoughts that are with it? Are the thoughts, I'm so scared to do this, I don't want it to happen? And then something else, the universe will answer that for you. And to get clear on that, we get clear through meditation. And how many of you, just be honest, everybody close your eyes, home too, close your eyes, and be honest with yourself. How many of you meditate at least 5 days a week? I've got my eyes closed so I can't see. I closed them before your hands went up. All right, so put your hands down. So it is so important. It is so important. And I played with it because as ministers, we were told in seminary, the first thing you're going to forget when you get out into the field is you're going to forget to meditate every day. And yes, it happens. And so I started playing with it and going, wow, if I take that time every day, my ability to complete all the work increases in direct proportion to the work that needs to be completed. My ability to stay calm when completely bizarre, crazy things walk in churches. Everybody comes in for a reason, and sometimes they're struggling more than other times, and sometimes they're just really bizarre things they would like us to do, and I can deal with it just calm and easy. But I have to be doing the work. I have to keep that connection. I have to keep the awareness of the connection. That's it. We're always connected. We're always there. That spirit within us, it's really hard to get away from it. But I can access it at different levels. So if I'm on a cruise ship and the ocean is the universe, is the God. Okay, it's God in all of its entirety. And I'm floating on this big cruise ship. Well, I know I'm connected to God down there, but I don't have much awareness of what's happening unless it's really choppy or wavy. And then I may just have a little bit of seasickness from it. But otherwise, it's a long distance from the top of that boat down to where the water actually is. So it's distant, kind of like we get when we don't meditate. The distance seems to grow. If I get out my little kayak, I'm a little bit closer. My fingers are touching the water, right? I have much more awareness of the presence of the ocean there. If I'm on my surfboard, not only am I aware of it, I get to start to move on the surface of it. When I get in it, I get to move through it, with it. When I am at that point where I know I am one with it, I become the wave in it as opposed to experiencing the wave in it. That is when I have this big, big awakening experience where I know oneness. And almost everyone I know who's had those experiences, it changes their life. Mine was, I cannot eat anything that has eyeballs anymore. If it has an eyeball on it, I was in Spain and they served me flounder, and flounder is the fish that swims on its side, and the second eye drifts over, so they're both on the side of the fish, which is up, and it came on my plate, and they served the whole fish over there. And it was on my plate, and I was kind of homesick, and the waitress walked by with a tray of French fries, and I just started crying, going, I want the potatoes, I don't want this fish, I can't eat this head, I can't eat these eyeballs, and I walked away, I couldn't eat it, and have been vegan ever since, mostly vegan. I eat butter. I lie, I eat butter. Anyway, so I had butter on my potatoes this morning. But because and it's the oneness piece. And I'd love to say, oh, well, it's because of this, this, and this. No, there is a oneness there that I can't deny. And when I miss meditation now, it doesn't matter if it's 10 o'clock at night, if it's 2 in the morning when I'm going to bed, I do some type of meditation. Not maybe turning on a chant and going to bed and just sleep with the chant, but there is something that I do with intention. So I invite you to look at that. What can you do with intention? And before we leave, we are going to do a meditation. We're going to do a heart-opening meditation. And we are going to send our love to the world because we are saying yes to being the person who wants love and peace in the world and wants to open the possibilities for all of that. So I invite everybody, and this includes our young'uns. You guys are all old enough to do it. And if you find it's getting kind of hard to stay focused with it, I invite you to just, you can draw on your hands, you can tap your fingers together and open them, tap and open. And I invite everyone else to just do, let's do an easy one. Let's just do thumb and forefingers together. And we're going to be open and able to receive. We're not going to worry about grounding. We can listen to the news and ground right away. So we're going to just open this way and just lay hands in our laps. And as the lights go down, and we can close doors, I invite everybody to just turn within. And I invite you to follow your breathing. Be aware of your in-breath. Be aware of your exhale. And I'm going to invite you to go into a rhythmic count. So it may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I invite you to, on your in-breath, see what the count is for you. It may be 2, it may be 3 or 4, it may be 6 or 7, depending on your breath length. And then control your exhale so it's the same length as your inhale. So maybe it's breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you continue with your own count. The breath should be smooth and easy. Same length on the inhale as the exhale. Keep it going. Keep your awareness on it. As the breath continues, nice and easy and balanced, knowing that you are balancing out your nervous system. I invite you to drop your awareness from your breath to your heart. And imagine your heart expanding with each breath in and contracting with each exhale. On the expansion, it actually feels like it's growing a little bit bigger. So it expands and it returns to normal. And as you breathe, imagine your breath going into that heart as it expands. And they say breath is spirit. It's the activity of spirit. And so we bring that activity of spirit into our hearts. And they expand larger and larger. And we start to feel so full of love. We're not sure if we can contain it. But we hold on to it for just a little bit longer. And we send that love to any place in our body that is talking to us. Maybe a hip, maybe a knee, maybe a spot that's being biopsied. Maybe something in the body that needs some healing. So we bring that love into that part of our body, knowing that it is the energy of God working. In unity, we say, it is not I, but the Christ within that does the healing. For all of us who have said, I want to be healthy, we breathe the breath into the heart. We expand the love. And we send that love into ourselves. And with each breath, that love continues to expand. The energy increases. And then we start to send that love out, maybe as a gentle yellow glow or a bright white light. And we start to send it to others because we have so much of it. We are willing to share that healing energy of love with each other. And we continue to breathe. And we see that love filling up this room, filling up the rooms and the homes where you're sitting and watching. And as the energies blend together, they become more powerful. And we give permission to send it beyond the walls of the rooms we're in, sending it out into the greater community. And as we breathe, we become more aware of our own power, our own divine strength, our own ability to support the world in its healing. And we just envision the love that we have breathed into our hearts, transforming and moving out into the world. And we embrace the cities, the states, this continent, across the oceans, across the other continents. We send our web of love. We send our energy of the divine out around the world. And as we bring that energy back in, knowing that it has been transformative, in God there is no time, so it has been transformative as it has been out. And we bring it back in, and we bring it into our heart space. allow the goodness to rest in our heart. We allow God to be present in our heart. We are one with God. We are one with the ocean, with the universe. And we sit in the silence for just a moment and allow our breath to become balanced again. And we say thank you to ourselves and to our community for sharing with us. And so it is. Amen. I invite you to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, stretch as needed. And so we surrender. We surrender into love, and we become one with all that we are. And I want to finish with a poem from Hafiz, the true lover of God. I sometimes forget that I was created for joy. My mind is too busy. My heart is too heavy. It's too heavy for me to remember that I have been called to dance, the sacred dance for life. I was created to smile, to love, to be lifted up and lift others up. O sacred one, untangle my feet from all that ensnares. Free my soul that we might dance and that our dancing might be contagious. And thank you for being infectious and contagious with your love this morning. Have a blessed week, everyone.
We are abundantly blessed at Unity of Mesa. Living the Christ invites us to remember that we are connected to Source and life flows through us. We give as Source to what we care about and want to see thrive. As we each give of our time, talents, and treasures generously, the work we do here prospers. There are many ways to financially support the spiritual community, indirectly through our Amazon affiliate website links and adding Unity Church of the East Valley to your favorite charity on Smile Amazon and Fry's Rewards, or directly giving our Give online link, our Give Plus app, or through credit debit card payments in the bookstore. All the info on how to give and more can be found on our website, unityofmesa.org. Now, please take your gifts in your hands. Holding our gifts in our hands, our hearts, and our minds, we dedicate and consecrate these gifts to the greatest expression of Spirit, to the work of this ministry. If you'll join me in our offering blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We give thanks for the givers and the gifts. Thank you, God.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Check, check, check. Everything that I'm singing is recorded if you want to come see me after the service. 'Cause I'm bringing in the light, been in the darkness for too long. I'm bringing in the light, bringing in the light by the way of a song. It's the love I give turns to happiness, bringing in the joy, bringing in the light, bringing in the bliss. I'm dropping the plan, I'm dropping the plot, I'm dropping the twist me up in knots. I'm dropping the past, prevailing over what's in store. I'm dropping the scarcity of enough. I'm dropping that constellated stuff. I'm dropping the points. I'm dropping the game. I'm dropping the score. And I'm bringing in the light. Been in the darkness for too long. Bringing in the light. Bringing in the light by the way of a song. It's the love I give turns to happiness. Bringing in the joy. Bringing in the light. Bringing in the bliss. I'm dropping the worry, I'm dropping the shame, I'm dropping the guilt, I'm dropping the blame, I'm dropping the walls, I'm dropping the windows, dropping the doors. I'm dropping who's wrong, I'm dropping who's right, I'm dropping my put 'em up and fight. I'm dropping the roof, I'm dropping the floors, I'm dropping the porch. And I'm bringing in the light. Been in the darkness for too long. Bringing in the light. Bringing in the light by the way of song. It's the love turns to happiness. Bringing in the joy, bringing in the light, bringing in the bliss. And everything's gonna be fine as I let my heart's light shine. 'Cause I'm bringing in the light. Been in the darkness for too long. Bringing in the light. Bringing in the light by way of song. It's the love I give turns to happiness. Bringing in the joy, bringing in the light, bringing in the bliss. 'Cause I'm bringing in the light. Been in the darkness for too long. Bringing in the light. Bringing in the light by the way of song. It's the love I give turns to happiness. Bringing in the joy, bringing in the light, bringing in the bliss. Bringing in the joy, bringing in the light, bringing in the bliss. Yeah, I'm bringing in the bliss. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And she has a table back there with some CDs on it
Thank you.
for sale. If you enjoy her music, and our musicians have all taken a hit this year. It's been a rough year for all of them, so it would be great if you can support her at any level. Thank you. And thank you for being here. It's a gift for me. Our garden and family room are open today, and I saw Andrea out there blowing and cleaning it up earlier this morning outside. And so if you'd like to visit one another in fellowship, it's nice to sit and chit chat. And I love how we're keeping about the numbers about the same on Sunday, but it's different people. We've got about half of you are consistent, and then there's these others that pop in, and then I don't see you guys for about a month or so, but I'm so glad when I see you. And it's so nice to have you here and have a chance to say hi to each other. Our chaplains are available for one-on-one prayer and can be identified by Stoles and Julie, if you're available, and Sharon's here. They'd be glad and honored to pray with you about anything that's heavy on your heart or heavy on your mind, or anything you would just like to share you're grateful for. So if something's gone good, we pray about that, and we put it out there saying, yes, universe, thank you so much, so that we get more of it, right? Instead of going, oh, that was good, but I know it's not going to happen that way ever again. And, that's one sure way to make sure it doesn't. So let's just stand for our closing prayer. If you're at home, you might want to stand, or you can continue to sit in your lounge chair. And yes, if you don't have bottoms on, stay sitting, please. Anyway, but okay, so together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Next week, we have the Boomers, and their service is all planned. They're ready to go. And the following week, Cerise Patron is doing the talk and the music, and I will be on my way back from Colorado in the mountains. So we'll see you guys in 3 weeks. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.